everybody, this is Kiki and welcome to my channel. If this is your first time here, welcome. If this is your second, third time, fourth time, fifth time, whatever it is, welcome back. So I am going to be doing another nail set on my non-dominant hand. So as you can see right now, I'm just prepping my nails. Now prepping them in a way where I don't want the nail set to last too long because I just want to easily pop this off. Now the last time I did this, I did it with just cuticle oil, and what happened was that a few of the nails were still sticking onto my natural nails, so I did have to eventually soak those off, unfortunately. But anyways, I did it differently this time, so I did it with the non-white top coat, and I saw this method on TikTok. I see some people doing that, and I'm like, let me try this out, and this method does work. So, and you will see during the middle of the video, you will see what I'm talking about. But right now, I'm just putting on these square X, I think they're XL or something like that, square nail tips. Now this shape is very popular. I've been seeing lots of nail techs using these nail tips. I actually never opened this bag before. I bought them, but I never end up using them. So they don't have a C curve to them. They're a little bit more on the flatter side, which is good because I personally don't really care for C curve nail tips. Everybody's different, you know, but I like the fact that they are a little bit more flatter, and these are perfect for square nails because they're not too wide, which is perfect. I got these off of Amazon. You can easily find these because this shape is just so much more popular. But yeah, you just glue them on and that's how they look. So now I'm just gonna cut the length down a little bit because I really don't want to use too much acrylic for this set. So I'm just gonna cut them down just a bit, but it's still gonna be pretty long. And as you can see, just by cutting them down, you already got that perfect square shape. Even when I start filing them, you can see I rarely have to file that much because they just already look good. You just want to kind of, you know, slim them down a bit to match your natural nails width. And just follow the top a bit to, you know, get that nice straight, you know, that straight shape. And yeah, and I really like the fact that you don't have to really file them that much. So it was really nice. Okay, so for this set, I'm going to be doing a Crocodile base set with the Madam Glam blooming gel, which I'm going to be using for this set today. Now, I actually did a set like this before on a press-on nail set. It was one of the acrylic press-on nail sets that I did, and I used the blooming gel to do the Crocodile pattern underneath the ombre. So on two of the nails, I am going to be doing a ombre over the Crocodile pattern. And then I'm also going to do another one just with throughout the whole nail, the Crocodile design. I think that's what you call this set. I heard a lot of people call it snake skin set or whatever it is. But it looks more like a crocodile pattern, so that's what I'm going with. So anyways, I'm just doing a thin layer just at the about 2/3 of the way of the nail. Just mainly where the nail tip is at. And just covering that with the blooming gel. You don't want to cure this, you want to leave it wet because we're going to follow this by with another gel polish, a color polish, to make the design. And then this is the color that I'm using. This set is going to be baby blue, and it's called Amalia Azuli. I don't know, but it's a baby blue color. It's very pretty. It's very pale, but it still got that nice hint of baby blue to it. It's a very cool tone blue, which I love. So I'm using that to do the design. And all you're doing is just, you know, putting dots on the gel. I didn't even bother bringing out a palette. I just, you know, dipped it in there and just did that. But you can see how quick it spreads. And I mean, yeah, it's just easy as that. Alright, so after I'm finished with that, I went ahead and cured the gel under the light for 30 seconds. And now I'm just going to encapsulate the design with a little bit of clear, so that way when I do the ombre, it's not going to slide all over the place, because I learned my lesson last time when I did that press on nail set with this exact design. The acrylic, the nude acrylic, was just sliding all over the surface of the tip of the nail because it was so slippery. So this time I am adding some clear acrylic to it, and then I'm gonna use some nude to do the ombre. Okay, so after I'm finished with that, I'm going to go ahead and use the Cover Beige acrylic powder to do the ombre. I decided to use this one because it's been a while since I had last used it, but it's kind of the same color like the last Mia Secret Nude that I did. This one has a little bit of glitter in it. It's like very, very subtle. How do you say that word? But it's very subtle, and you can see it a little bit in the light, but it's a very nice nude, very cool tone, neutral type of nude. And I mean, you really can't tell the difference on the camera, but the nude is pretty good. And as you can see, I'm just building that acrylic up, blending it down, cleaning around the cuticle, all that good stuff. So for the two ombre nails, I am going to encapsulate them just in the middle where the nude meets with the nail tip, just because I want to even out the shape of the nails, and also I don't want to risk filing into the design. So I'm just sliding that clear acrylic down just to encapsulate it a bit, and that's pretty much it. So in this moment, I was trying to figure out which nail I was going to do next, and I decided on this ring finger here. I'm actually going to do a full bling. So for this one, all I have to do is just put a clear base for that one. Alright, so for this part, I was going to do something with that baby blue that I have there from IGL Beauty, but I actually decided to do a solid crocodile design on this one. So I just went ahead and I put a clear base for this one as well, because I'm actually going to do the crocodile design on top of the acrylic. Alright, and for the last finger, which is the pinky here, I decided to do a kind of, I don't know what you call it, horizontal French tip, I guess. But basically, you put down a layer of nude acrylic or any color acrylic that you want, and then with a X-Acto knife or just any type of sharp object, you're gonna go ahead and cut the acrylic midway as it sets a little bit, and you kind of get that like V-shaped look, kind of similar to when I did that French tip and I took the nude and made a smile line out of it. That's exactly what I'm doing right here. I'm just cutting out some of that acrylic for that shape. And I should have waited a little bit before I decided to cut it, but then when I saw how quick it was setting up, because like my room is still pretty warm. It is, I think, like 60 something degrees up here in the Midwest, up here in Michigan, and surprisingly it is hot. So I didn't want to wait too long, so I was just like, whatever is left on there is going to get covered by the polish anyways. Okay, so just like the same thing that I did on the two ombre nails, I just went ahead and added that blooming gel, and then going ahead and followed the same design for this nail like I did with all my other ones. Alright, and after I got done with that, I went ahead and cured it under the lamp for about 30 seconds, and then followed that with some clear acrylic just to cover the design and fill in the rest of that space. Okay, so in this video I end up encapsulating the nail, but I actually didn't really have to do that part. In fact, I was actually supposed to file the nail first before I did that, or technically I didn't really have to file it, encapsulate it after I get done filing it. But I don't know why. I guess I just wanted to build the nail up because it was still kind of thin in my opinion, but I really didn't have to do this part. You can actually skip this step. The nail still came out good, but you know, I realized it later. I just didn't really have to do all that. But that's what the nails look like, and all the acrylic is laid. You can see that the apex is looking nice, so I'm really happy about that. And yeah, I mean, my first time using these nail tips, they came out pretty good. Okay, so after that part's finished, I'm going to ahead and flush the cuticles now by using this volcano drill bit, which you can get from, say with me, Amazon. Now they low-key kind of made me a slave, but it is what it is at this point because, you know, I don't know when I'm ever going to start ordering from there. But right now I'm just following my nails in shape, you know, get rid of any excess acrylic. I'm doing this on a dust collector just in case anybody want to know what machine I'm using to file my nails over. It doesn't collect all the dust, but it does collect majority of it, which makes less messes and cleanups a lot more easier. So that's what I'm doing right now at this part. Okay, so as you can see, the nail was already lifted right here on this part, but it just, yeah, it completely popped off. And when I tell y'all earlier in the video that this method works really, really well, I mean, it works too well, because that just flew right off without even noticing. So instead of me building a whole nail over because I was like, I'm not doing the whole thing again, I decided to take that mug, put a little glue on it, put it right back on my nail, and kept it moving like it didn't happen. Another nail ended up popping off as well. It was my pointer finger that ended up pointing off, so I ended up gluing that back on too. But you know, you do what you gotta do, and I did not feel like building the nails all over, so you know, it is what it is. But at least I know this method works, so if you do try it, just be warned, it might pop off halfway through. When you start filing, just hold on to the nail the best you can, so that way they don't come off the way they did like mine. And so then the last step is pretty much just filing the nails. Well, not the last step, but the second to last step is to file the nails in shape, and then I'm going to buff them afterwards, and then we'll be done with the filing session. So on this finger, the nail ended up popping off as well. It wasn't actually the pointer finger, it was the ring finger. And I just did the same thing, just glued it right back on. It just kept going like it didn't happen. You know, usual, it's okay. You know, no need to sweat it. Okay, so now we're about to be getting to my favorite part, which is the rhinestones. So I am going to be using some opal rhinestones. I was going to use the blue ones, but I felt like they was too dark bluish, so I did end up using the white ones instead. And then you see I got some A and B rhinestones. I'm also going to be using the IGL Beauty Bright Diamond Polish to do the base, so that way when you put the rhinestones on top, they don't look too spacious or anything like that. After curing the polish, I went ahead and I put the rhinestone gel on top of that, along with a coat of non-wipe gel top coat. So now with my wax tool, I just went ahead and took some big rhinestones first, just make sure A and B. And I'm also going to be taking some opal rhinestones just to kind of give variety. Now at this part, that's when I was trying to figure out what other rhinestones I wanted to put on for my nails, and the heart one definitely looked cute on the thumb, so I ended up putting that on there too. But you know, you just want to put the big rhinestones first, and then slowly for surely you just want to build it up with smaller rhinestones. Okay, so as I was doing my nails and just seeing how long it was taking me to do this whole set on one hand, which ended up taking me about actually like an hour and a half, even though everything in this video is sped up, or majority of everything. But I'm just thinking, like, do people really have the audacity to really ask you to do a nail set like this and expect you to say $50 or $40? Like, it ain't the 2000s, it ain't the early 2000s no more, it ain't the 90s, it ain't the 80s. Okay, I know I'm going backwards, but I'm just saying, like, if you're gonna ask a nail tech to do something like this on your hand, you're gonna have to break off at least around $90 to $100 something, depending on how much they charge. Hey, they might be cheap about it if they're beginners or if they just simply want to practice, but you know, it's 2022. Prices went up, inflation went up, it's been happening. Don't come to a nail tech expecting them to give you the cheapest price, because I'm gonna tell you right now, this nail set took a lot of work, even though I have fun doing it because, you know, it's my passion, it's my career. Just anybody out there who gets your nails done by certain nail techs, just know this is not easy. Okay, this took me at least a good year to even get somewhat good at doing nails before I started getting better at practicing my techniques. So for anybody out there who gets their nails done, just understand, if a nail tech tells you a certain price and if you don't like it, just simply go somewhere else. That's all we ask, because this is a lot of work, and this is not no quick and easy, just quick acrylic apply, file, boom, one polish, you done. Like, it ain't none of that. This is a whole new level of nails. Okay, so I just wanted to put that out there. You know, all my nail techs out there, don't lower your value. Your prices are your prices. If nobody appreciates that, guess what? They could go somewhere else. Go to one of those shops and do you, boo. All right. So now I'm just making sure that the rhinestones are in place before I cure the whole nail, and I went ahead and I cured it in the lamp for 60 seconds just to make sure that that rhinestone gel is cured throughout. And then for this nail, I went ahead and did the crocodile design on the entire nail, like I said I was gonna do you know, towards the beginning of the video. But I'm just doing the same thing, putting that blooming gel on there and then just putting that color polish on top of that. for the other two nails with the ombre, I went ahead and just put one rhinestone in the middle, and I'm using the Mia Secret resin glue because since I'm only doing one rhinestone, I didn't need to put a whole glob of rhinestone gel on top of there. So because it's only one rhinestone and this glue does dry pretty fast, I just went ahead and used that. Okay, so the final step to this process is to go ahead and add that non-wipe gel top coat on top of them bad boys, and then we're going to cure this for 60 seconds. I think I ended up doing like 2 top coats just to make sure that the surface was really nice and smooth, but yeah, and then you just pop them in the lamp, 60 seconds, and you're good. Okay, so since my hands are pretty ashy, I went ahead and used my blueberry pancake cuticle oil, which you can get off of Etsy. It smells just like blueberry pancakes and it smells absolutely delicious. And I just went ahead and twisted the cap a few times and just applied it all over the areas where you could see that ashy flower look, you know, like, you know, especially between the fingers where the, you know, knuckles is at. You want to get those areas too. But I went ahead and did that, and that is the final look, and they came out so freaking gorgeous. I absolutely love the full bling. That's one of my favorites so far because I love just adding that variety of rhinestones to it. And the shape came out good, the ombre came out good, the color was so pretty and bright. Definitely nice baby blue. I love using that color. But anyways, that's pretty much it. You can go ahead and follow me on Instagram at Kiki_PrettyNails23. You can also follow me on Facebook at Kiki Pretty Nails LLC, and you can also follow me on TikTok since I'm on there more often now, which is Kiki Pretty Life 25 or 23. Anyways, I'll have it on the video. But thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time, and be safe.